Hi, it's Joan. Today I'm going to be watching A Murder at the End of the World, Season 1, Chapter 3, Survivors. I'm really enjoying this show. I can't wait to get further into the mystery. A reminder that if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find the unedited version of this reaction on my Patreon 2 weeks in advance, the edited version 1 week in advance. Let's go.
Stupid people, maybe.
Stupid people.
Stupid people, maybe.
Yeah.
We saw towards the end of this story, but we're seeing both this mystery and how their relationship unfolded, as well as the murder currently.
Autopsy said she was alive when he brought her here.
It's very sinister.
I'm gonna catch you. You knew Bill.
Darby,
Excuse me.
how are you doing?
Oh, she wants to talk to Rohan.
Did you find anything in the footage?
Oh yes.
No.
Doesn't fully trust her.
Darby, I can hack the footage myself.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Just the question is, why'd you make me do it for you?
Does your
Controlling.
mouth taste of metal? Lee was running a kind of gutter punk salon from out of there.
Ziva's ready to start. We should get everyone seen.
Sort of dismissing what she's doing. I don't like this man. I don't think their marriage is healthy.
Do you know how many cups he requested, Tomas?
I have to profile the guests.
He's been told to keep quiet.
A friendly word of advice, Darby. Don't bite the hand that might feed you.
To just let a murderer get away with it for your own benefit?
Hi, everyone.
That's a healthy way to live. She's thinking, is it you? You're obsessed with Bill. Yep. There are also cult vibes here. Like, it's very culty. Prepping the staff on how to evade the press and other people looking into the murder, I see.
I don't want to get you in any...
3.
What?
3 cups.
Lost how many teacups? There were 3.
So he was expecting to meet with 2 people, or he was with 2 people when he made the order for the room service.
I do not have access to the internet. The last web crawl I have access to is from a week ago.
Right. Let's use that.
It's closed off. Everything here is closed off. It really is at the end of the world. Who's that? Doing some sort of climate research, if it's the climate dude. Into the ice caps or something. Oh shit, it's the masked person. Why are they out in the mask right now? Okay, they're sending some kind of signal.
1 down. Still. Go.
1 down, still a go?
Ray,
Yes, Don.
thank you.
You're welcome.
It's almost like having a friend who probably reports everything you do to somebody else.
Who was that?
What's the motive of someone who kills like this?
I have no idea.
Pleasure? Power?
I want to be helpful, and I think I can be, but not if you don't tell me what you know.
Are you telling her everything?
Why didn't you give me the password?
I don't know it.
Things are not rosy. Someone is very controlling.
Masked to thwart AI facial recognition. Protesters in Hong Kong used them, so the police couldn't identify them from camera footage.
I mean, you could use any
It means
mask
it's
for that.
someone who knows. It was Bill. He said he'd read my manifesto, and
It's almost like we don't know entirely what went down with the serial killer, but we know that he didn't handle it very well, and he kind of left her, and he didn't, he thought that, oh, I can't do what you want to do. I'm not like, but he also then went after something that linked him to Darby by like finding Lee, helping Lee, was kind of helping someone that mattered to Darby in a weird way.
Talk about it, and then we got pregnant, and I got married.
I wonder if Andy doxed her,
So who
make her the little
here
woman so
knew
that she needed him.
besides you and me?
So long as you play the part.
Yes. I want to trust Lee, but she's not 100% trust with me yet.
Another one?
Is it because they know her other one didn't do a very good job of keeping her warm? Staring at her if they've all got the same shoes on, not the ones with the red laces or whatever.
What's waiting for you at the top is unforgettable.
Because you're all going to be stabbed to death. He gives me, I guess, axe murderer vibes is probably cult leader axe murderer vibes, you know? So Elon Musk vibes.
Rohan?
If she hadn't drunk from the flask, I'd be concerned it was poisoned.
No longer have to occupy ourselves with finding shelter and gathering food. When we have the space to deeply contemplate the radical future of humanity, where will that take us?
Okay, maybe there's some... I'm mildly concerned that they're going to rise up and murder everybody, but we do need ideas. It's cool. Shoes with the red laces. Don't look so obvious that you recognise them. Just go chill and sit down and see who puts them back on. If anyone does.
Hey, let's grab a drink later. You're a smart little girl.
Ugh. Between the weird knee touch and the little girl, I want to go and have a shower. He knows something then. I mean, it could be a coincidence that he wore a facial.
No. But you were there.
Leave it.
So he's saying he wore the mask and he didn't kill him, or that someone else wore the mask? Is something going to happen to his pacemaker or whatever is in his heart? Because why did he tell us he had one unless it's going to fail? This is a place built for a loved child.
You're very lucky.
Except when my parents fight.
Yep.
Interrogating the guests and my staff is something I'm just not comfortable with.
I asked some questions.
Because you're covering up a murder.
How do you know that? The reason the police didn't ask you anything is because they got everything they needed to know from Bill's blood. The toxicology came in. It's definitive.
So maybe the masked person wasn't the person that did it, but...
You grew up on crime scenes and you think this is one too. It's not.
God, he comes in all smart and
It's the sight of a
charming,
tragedy,
and
keeping
then
you here is painful.
boom.
You're very fragile.
Yeah, diminish her. She's just fragile.
I take your ring.
Like, in the real situation outside of this, she shouldn't be investigating Bill's death because she's way too close to it. And no matter what, she's going to want to believe it wasn't suicide or accident or whatever. But in this situation, there is nobody else here capable of it, and nobody else here who's willing to even consider the alternative to it was a murder and a rich man covering it up. She's getting actual news. I didn't think they had any access
Translate this
to
for
the
me.
outside world.
Has died at the age of 27.
Thank you, he's 3 years older than her.
Former computer
It
coding
was kind of
hacker.
creepy when they were younger.
Farrow
And I ran from the car to the Wendy's.
That was really brave. Did they tell you that?
The police?
Yeah.
No, they said I shouldn't have been out so late alone.
Well, they're pieces of shit.
All right. Yeah. Lincoln High School, Wickenburg, Utah, 2000.
people know what the pin is. It helped.
And I almost didn't open the door. Don't give up on this, okay?
Gave her a little bit of hope that there might be
I'm
justice.
holding out hope that whoever did this can never do it again.
Bill was a good person. He deserves better than
Ray?
his death to be minimized in that way. There's another way out. Does that door lock? Because if it doesn't, anyone could have gained access.
I think I know what he uncovered.
Seriously.
What happened? What happened? Rohan? Rohan! Talk to me.
He wasn't there because he was on the phone a minute ago. If he's there, it's because he ran. Yes, someone here killed him. I bet they stopped his pacemaker, whatever was in his heart or something. So it all looked like an accident, just the machine stopped working or whatever.
Get everyone underground.
Why get everyone underground? Is he like one of you's the murderer and I want to solve it? Or is he like, I am the murderer and you're all next? I'm really enjoying this show. It's one of those mystery shows where it's just so slowly drawn out with the little details and you just want to rush forward and grab all the information. I know everything that happens, but I'm really, really enjoying it. The performances are also very, very good. I love the way they're interspersing the backstory with Darby and Bill and the Silver Doe case with the current story. It makes... It's funny, every episode, Bill's death gets a little bit sadder. Because, like, when he died in the first one, you're like, oh, that's sad. And it's like the guy you know, her first love or whatever. Like, that's really sad. And then now you're like, oh, he was actually really sweet. Oh, that's even sadder. Like, if they do it, they're doing a very good job of putting the two together. And we know ultimately they find that the first victim was the killer's wife. And they find where she lived. And they find the body. And then he's there and there's a gun. And then something traumatic happened. And we don't know what that thing is yet. And I hope we do find out. I'm guessing we will. But there are just so many things. The people here are so, you know, in the way that Darby said, like, is anybody here normal? But because they are all so abnormal, any one of them could have something big to lose or could have got where they are now through shady dealings or whatever. The secret could be anything. So it seems like Bill and Rohan, they had some plan unrelated to the secret Bill found out that they were going to do, maybe expose the shady tech people or do a big splashy statement of some kind or something, and that was found out. But then there was also a secret that he found out and he thinks he knows what the secret is. Now part of me thinks Zuma is actually Bill's son and that, you know, their one night together went a lot more successfully than Lee described. I don't know. But I don't know if that is necessarily a secret worth all of this killing. Maybe it would be to a egomaniac like Musk. I mean, what's his face? I was just trying to make a joke and now I genuinely don't remember. Rawson? Andy, that's his name, right? Definitely things are not good in the relationship between Lee and Andy. They argue a lot. They do seem to come from polar opposite ends of the world. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he was behind her doxing because he wanted to make her vulnerable, make her need him, and have some kind of a control over her in that way. But it's definitely not a happy marriage. He's very controlling. The fact that this is their event, but it's his event. You know, it's their security, their place, but he knows the password. There are definitely some warning flags. But at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if Lee wasn't secretly the murderer as well, because I don't trust anybody who isn't Darby right now. The minute he mentioned having a thing in his heart, I'm calling it a pacemaker. I'm not an expert. I don't know what other things they can be. The minute he had that in his heart, I was like, yep, that is going to be, he's going to die and that's going to stop working or something. And then they'll have another accidental death. Now, Andy wanting to get rid of Darby was very interesting. We have seen all he cares about is his image. He cares about this event being successful. I mean, he said he wants to get minds together to solve the climate crisis. So far, we've watched a movie set in space and listened to a woman sing a beautiful song from 1900. I don't see much, and we've gone climbing to look at some robots. I don't see a great deal of solving anything. I just see a rich man patting himself on the back with how important he is. Now, it would be very funny if they were playing on our prejudices of disliking men like Andy, to therefore he's actually not going to turn out to be that bad. It would be very funny because he is the devil incarnate, in my opinion. Though any man with his amount of money who still has that much money is pretty devilish. Things aren't good between him and Lee. It would be interesting if it flipped around to find that Lee was actually more at fault, but I don't get that vibe. We will see. So there's obviously the secret that Bill discovered, and is that going to be to do with a business thing? Is that to do with a personal thing? We will find out. But then you also have Andy's get everybody to the basement, to the down or underground now. I'm assuming that's some kind of safe room bunker type place. I'm sorry, it keeps glitching. I don't know why it's doing that. Sorry if you see that. I have no idea what that means, why he's doing it. Does he think there's a murderer running around and we're not safe? Or is he thinking there's somebody else here and we've got to be safe? What is happening? And I'm very intrigued with what's going to happen in the next episode with that ending. I'm really enjoying this show, really enjoying the mystery playing out and the way that it's juxtaposed with the past as well. Thank you so much for watching.